Reverend William Jones and Reverend Jesse Jackson, and Jesse was there that night. And I remember when the next day, when we heard Dr. King was killed over the news, my mother, who was born and raised in Dothan, Alabama, started crying like we was a member of our family. And though I had seen Dr. King twice and had become part of the organization, I didn't understand why she was taking it like it was a cousin or uncle. And she said you would have had to grow up where you had to sit in the back of the bus like I did, or not drink at a water fountain, understand what Dr. King did. And I began understanding that what he saw from that mountaintop was an America that many of us didn't see as bad as our parents, but still saw parts being unequal. And he was saying he left a message for us to keep going until we got to the promised land. You must remember, Joe, in those days, the battle was there was some in the black community that outrun his relevance, and the black power advocates were denouncing him. And he remained steady. That I believe we can make it in America. We can do it nonviolently. We can change laws.
That could happen again.
You have to stay the course. And as I've told you many times, his wife has had to kind of keep me on that path. Martin III, who will be with us today, co-chairing, and his wife has always reminded me, Mrs. King kind of kept us that were younger, this generation, that Martin not only believed in America, but he believed in the way we should change America. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, and that's what people ought to deal with on Martin Luther King Day. It's not a day to take off, it's a day to take on and turn America on to finishing the road for equal opportunity and equal protection under the law.
And I don't know about it, but
John Meacham, I remember years, quite a few years ago, Tavis Smiley came on with Death of the King. And I must say, I was shocked. Tavis laid it all out, and story that historians know, but that many of us forget. How unpopular King was in his final years, with many on the radical left and many inside the civil rights movement who didn't believe in moving forward peacefully, who believed there needed to be violence, there needed to be agitation. He was taking it from all sides, being critical of the Vietnam War, taking it from the right, not being violent and strident enough, taking it from the far left. And yet, he kept his head down, moved forward, kept talking about non-violence resistance. History, of course, proved him to be right, proved him to be the indispensable man in the civil rights movement, the great figure that did more to move this country forward than, my God, anyone in American history when it came to civil rights.
We got friends with each other, black and white.
And you know, the danger is when you become a holiday, you become a homily. You become, at least in the popular mind, a simpler story than you really were. And Martin Luther King Jr. was this, Taylor Branch once referred to him as the second founding father. That what he did on Wednesday, August 28th, 1963, in the March on Washington, was he redefined for us American scripture that if you look around the Monumental Mall, Jefferson had started, Lincoln had improved on, and King argued for its full application. By the way, is there anything more American in monumental terms than Martin Luther King? That image right there stares in perpetuity across at Thomas Jefferson across the tidal basin, and Jefferson stares back. And that's in many ways the tension and the promise of the country.
It's interesting when you say that, John. It's also interesting, and it's perfect. And King, quite aware of Jefferson's many failings, and quite aware that Jefferson was a slaveholder, King would use, just like abolitionists would use, Jefferson's words. King, throughout his lifetime, would use Thomas Jefferson's words as both a sword and a shield to move the civil rights movement forward.
It's just remarkable.
No, that's well put. Yes, I mean, that's the central claim of the movement was grounded in both sacred scripture and secular scripture. It was love thy neighbor as thyself. And it was that we should be the good Samaritan. You help, not least because it's the right thing to do, because you might need help. And it was Jefferson's words from the summer of 1776. What King was saying to white America was, we didn't make this promise, you did. Live up to your promise. That was the claim. And it felt, to go to your question, it felt a little soft to people. The Reverend knows this far better than I do. But by the mid-1960s, 65, 66, you have this sense that Dr. King, John Lewis, they're the Sunday school version. Right? It was sweet. It was, it did what it could. But nobody wanted to get hit in the head anymore. And in fact, John Lewis loses the chairmanship of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in Stokely Carmichael in 1966. Because John Lewis, who bore the scars of the movement, was seen as too accommodationist. And the complexity of King, it seems to me, is that he remained devoted to nonviolence, not only as a tactic, but as a way of life.
Hey, Eric next
But
door
let's
gonna
be very
come
clear.
to the
The
fight.
claims
Eric next door.
in 1968 was not simply about, hey, let's all get along. It was about economic justice. It was about creating genuine reform. And genuine reform is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires a sense that we are, in fact, all in this together. And if you read that speech from April 3rd, you'll see him calling out companies that he thinks should be boycotted. You see him talking about hard facts, which is what prophets do.
Brett?
I think Meacham hit it correctly. The tension, and again, I was just entering my team, and I'm in the North. The tension in the movement was it was not popular in New York to be with Dr. King's movement because those that were more strident and more for violence or self-defense were saying that has run its course. And Dr. King's position was a real prophet, stands up even to his own. You're not tested until you can be ridiculed by your own and stand up anyhow. If you talk about Moses at the banks of the Red Sea, it was the children of Israel that turned on him and said, did you bring us out here to die? And that's when the miracle of the Red Sea opening happened. If you can't go beyond, and this is what
it rang out. I remember the first time hearing it was at
We're going to get used to each other again.
John Meacham, I've always been, like everybody, haunted by this speech.
Yeah, we do got to take time off from Martin Luther King for the next.
First time hearing
I haven't yet. We did yesterday. We did yesterday, though.
Church.
But I forgot. I didn't. Well, I kind of slipped my mind.
It was Doraville,
Ted's
Georgia.
birthday.
They played it for us. But I've always been haunted. Been haunted by him talking about Chamblee, Georgia, haunted by the mountaintop, and the imagery of the imagery that he gave Moses, not getting to the promised land, but seeing the promised land. And knowing that his people were going to get to the promised land. What was so remarkable about him talking about how longevity had a place, and he would hope for longevity, and sang it the night before he was assassinated.
And I told that nigga sparring off. Yeah, I know. And I told that nigga sparring too. That's why I'm working out now, nigga.
It was raining outside. It was miserable. Talk about the lead up. what you consider, and I think what most of us consider one of the great speeches in American history.
Yeah, kind of being in the ring,
It was, as you say, it was storming in Memphis, and he wasn't all that excited about going to the Church of God headquarters there to deliver this speech, deliver this sermon. Ralph Abernathy talked him into it. He said, "They're here for you." Dr. King went,
yes, sir.
and we have these indelible words. And the words are indelible because of what happened the next day. But they're also, it's important, I think, when you look at the whole speech, it's a speech about economic justice. It's a speech about why he's in Memphis. He's in Memphis to support striking sanitation workers. He is trying to take the dream to the next step. He's trying to get from opening access to making sure there's a path to prosperity for everyone. And
he's one of many who tried.
Moses imagery, as you note, is so
the one
amazing.
that we know about.
Part of the Song of Moses in Deuteronomy is Moses says, "Remember the days of old, remember the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and they will tell thee, thy elders, and they will show thee." And that's what the King Canon is.
They all play the role to make the world a better
not simply
place.
as a passive act.
Right?
Today's not about, Dr. King's not about contemplating a statue and then going back to what we're doing anyway. It's remembrance in a biblical sense. It is an action to remind us why we do what we do and what it should be.
And
black and white,
Reverend Al Sharpton,
Martin Luther King.
You remember, and yet you move forward and push forward the legacy. You're doing it today.
Which I would never have the greatest grandparents
later on this morning with the President of the United States, civil rights leaders. I'm curious your thoughts as you play the mountaintop speech.
Remember that guy when we went to go vote, and that guy
from
was
Memphis,
like, "Oh yeah, you took pride in it because
where we were, where we are, and where we still need to go on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I
was 13 years old when Dr. King made that speech. I had just become youth director of his New York chapter, because I grew up in New York. I was appointed youth directed by Reverend William Jones and Reverend Jesse Jackson, and Jesse was there that night. And I remember when the next day, when we heard Dr. King was killed over the news, my mother, who was born and raised in Dothan, Alabama, started crying like we was a member of our family. And though I had seen Dr. King twice and had become part of the organization, I didn't understand why she was taking it like it was a cousin or uncle. And she said you would have had to grow up where you had to sit in the back of the bus like I did, or not drinking a water fountain and understand what Dr. King did. And I began understanding that what he saw from that mountaintop was an America that many of us didn't see as bad as our parents, but still saw thoughts being unequal. And he was saying he left a message for us to keep going until we got to the promised land. You must remember, Joe, in those days, the battle was there was some in the black community that said that had outrun his relevance, and the black power advocates were denouncing him. And he remained steady. That I believe we can make it in America. We can do it nonviolently. We can change laws.
That could happen again.
You have to stay the course. And as I've told you many times, his wife has had to kind of keep me on that path. Martin III, who will be with us today, co-chairing, and his wife has always reminded me, Mrs. King kind of kept us that were younger, this generation, that Martin not only believed in America, but he believed in the way we should change America. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, and that's what people ought to deal with on Martin Luther King Day. It's not a day to take off, it's a day to take on and turn America on to finishing the road for equal opportunity and equal protection under the law.
And I don't know too much about it, but
John Meacham, I remember years, quite a few years ago, Tavis Smiley came on with his book Death of the King. And I must say, I was shocked. Tavis laid it all out, a story that historians know, but that many of us forget. How unpopular King was in his final years with many on the radical left and many inside the civil rights movement who didn't believe in moving forward peacefully, who believed there needed to be violence, there needed to be agitation. He was taking it from all sides, being critical of the Vietnam War, taking it from the right, not being violent and strident enough, taking it from the far left. And yet, he kept his head down, moved forward, kept talking about non-violence resistance. History, of course, proved him.
There are so many negative people that are around you right now, and some of them are undercover. They cover their heads so their feet don't show. The stage is set, and it's time to rock and roll. You are walking into an arena, and you must be ready to work. There could be no weakness. There could be no excuses. The application and how you apply it will determine the outcome of your success. This place of business, you cannot mess around and play games with it. This place of business is where you pay your dues. You earn your keep. You do what's necessary to push every rep, because the repetition are gonna come down on you really hard. For every rep, there will be a significant story to tell. Will you be able to push the next rep? Will you have just a little bit more power to get the next one? For every rep tells a story about you. So what are you made of? What are you prepared to do? Are you holding on to something that won't help you to push the extra mile? That won't help you to push that extra rep that you need? Will you finish what you start? Or will you make excuses? What is it going to take for you to wake up and realize that in this place there is no easy? Easy is not the way to go. You can't get strong being easy. You can't get faster being easy. You can't be the best makeup of yourself being easy. Easy won't pay your bill. You can't cash that check being easy. Hard work, determination is the key when you in this place of business. Are you truly ready to show up? Because if you're not ready, you came to the wrong place. Because in this place, every individual has to get that blood pumping. Every individual has to go further than they've ever gone in their life. Because accountability must be attached to your purpose of why you showed up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this journey, this opportunity, the abilities that you possess, you got to wake them up again. Listen up. Yes, I'm talking to you. You've been put in a position where you ultimately doubted yourself. You've been told over and over again that you're not that great. You're not that good. You don't stand out. You don't belong here. You don't fit the criteria of what the rest of the world is looking for. You started to believe in all of these things that you have been told most of your life. That is your fault.
Crack, he hell smoking.
I know. That's me. Instead of believing in yourself.
Hell yeah.
So you gotta do it, yeah.
Yeah, do it together.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to
Let's go,
start at the
nigga.
top.
Sure.
I'm gonna do a 30 minute
It's not gonna
stretch.
be easy for you.
I get him over the
You
house.
got to
You want me to
believe
do
it.
chicken or
And no matter what anyone says, you do what you gotta do.
I like that.
You do
I like
what
that.
you need to do.
You feel me?
For sure.
Because you need
Man,
to
them two
focus
bucks got me
on
lit,
believing
bro.
in yourself.
Nigga,
My
I'm down whatever
idea,
you want.
Yep.
my
Gang
dream,
to me.
my
You
vision.
know what I'm ready
They're
to
gonna
Yeah, hell
see
yeah.
it. I'm gonna see it before they see it.
Yeah, I'll show you how to do it.
If you can't struggle for it, you don't deserve it. If you can't hurt from it, you don't deserve it.
I can't wait to start working with Tony myself.
Man, I know.
If you
Right?
cannot make it,
The new Giovanni.
because we all can make it.
Giovanni raw too.
You
I want to work with Giovanni and Tony myself. Giovanni got heart and speed. Giovanni's a champ, former champ. What better way to grow? What better way to grow than have work with Giovanni and Tony?
Don't let anyone tell you how to think and how to feel.
Giovanni's young.
You're not done. Believe in yourself. You realize the power that you have right now? Dig a little deeper. It's going to be some tough times and tough days ahead for you. It doesn't mean you stop believing in yourself. You just got to keep on working. I'm going to humble myself. But I'm never
He
going
take it
to
Duran Jr. Take it Fish Duran's son.
Just remember,
I hate him on Facebook.
everybody's watching.
Yeah, him. I just said
Just give
face. You
them
know what I
something
mean?
to see.
He said,
you
he
watch
said,
it,
what's up, bro?
Yeah.
I said, shit, to let you know the progress. We're doing progress.
Yeah.
Right? I'm working with a welterweight. I
There
seen
are
the
so
picture of
many
Tony.
names of people that
He was
are
dead, he
around
might
you
know.
right now, and some of them
Especially
are
around
undercover.
JL Boxing Club.
They
I
cover
know
their
Jason
heads
Huffman
so
might
they
know him.
feet don't
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, Jason
They
trained
cover
up
their
there.
feet
Gotta
so
know.
their
That's where
heads
Jason
don't
trained, so
show.
I'm so glad you found that info.
They just get
The
by.
Polite Scumbag YouTube channel,
They're waiting for you
nigga.
to
The
fail.
best boxing promoter on
But
YouTube,
wait a minute.
period.
Uh-oh, guess what just happened? You made it.
And if y'all didn't hear me the first time, I said, the Polite
You
Scumbag
let the
YouTube
world see.
channel.
I told you I could do it. And those same people that doubted you are the same people at your front door with their hand out, telling you, I believed in you. I knew you could do it. I knew you had it in you. But wait a minute. 5 years ago, you said I should do it. 5 years ago, you didn't even call me. 5 years ago, when I was down, you didn't lift me up when I needed you the most. Now look at me. And look at you. You see what I'm saying, people? It's never been that you cannot make it. Because we all can make it. But you got to make the right choices. You got to make the right ideas manifest themselves. And you got to stand and lift it up. Don't tear it down.
Now
You
they
are
tripping
the
with
one
it.
that is responsible
now.
for whatever is going
Hey,
to come
watch
out of
me.
your life
Yeah,
at
Derek
this
will hit me
moment.
back, dude.
And yes,
They
there's
probably
going to
not
be
doing
many
it.
obstacles in your way. You got to learn how to bob and weave, stick and move with purpose.
Yeah.
Stop holding yourself back, concerning yourself
Yeah, I know.
about what other people are saying and what they think.
You got a couple more stories coming
I
down.
got this in them. I know.
Your
You might-
ideas needs nourishment. Your ideas needs to prosper. So to some extent, we need people. You want your ideas to grow. You want your dreams to come alive. And you must be alive inside. But you got to be the one to stand up and believe that you have possibilities within you. But you can't go anywhere. If all you're thinking about is the doubt, it's going to be a tough time, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be rough. It's going to be some tough times and tough days ahead for you. But that doesn't mean your ideas are going to die. That doesn't mean that you stop. It doesn't mean you stop believing in yourself. You just got to keep on working. When you got people looking at you from the left side and the right side, from the front to the back, and you in the middle, just remember, everybody's watching. just give them something to see. Let them see it. Are you watching me? Watch this. Oh, you want to stop me? You can't stop this. That's the mentality that you must have in yourself. But you can't give up now. You do what you gotta do. I know what that pain feels like. I know how to absorb that pain. And I know how to keep marching. And I know how to keep moving. And I know how to get productive in my life. Then stop what you did create. You can hate it, but you can't dominate it. Because it belongs to me. Your ideas belong to you. So today, recognize true beliefs. Stop believing in the negative people. Stop believing in people that don't understand you. Stop thinking that the rest of the world is against you. You have a few people that may not ever support you. But you got just one. That one person that matters the most. And that is you, my friend. You. So work. Dig a little deeper. The most important thing about believing in yourself is that you must identify who you are. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, I guess it was lit at Rayleigh's, dude. When 50 Cent was there the other day?
Yeah.
I guess that shit was hella fun, dude.
Yeah,
the news reported, the news was there and shit.
Yeah, I want to go there. I want to go there next time. Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, he was there. He went to 3 different Rayleigh's.
Did he?
Yeah.
Man, we should have won.
Yeah, it's his new wine and he's selling.
We should have won because we could have him get out Mayweather for us.
Yeah, I know, man. That was bad.
You know Mayweather personally. And all you gotta do is give him our YouTube channel. You can give it to Mayweather. Fuck all the video on when I see him. So he can see me challenging. So 50 Cent can see me challenging Mayweather at Mayweather's gym.
Right.
Because he knows Mayweather.
Right, yeah.
I'll have the video ready when I go up to him. Or you have it ready to be my promoter. I go up to him. They'll bless me, Michael Diaz fight. I'll give him the card. But just in case you don't want to scroll down, nigga, I'll show it to him.
Yeah.
He gonna go tell Mayweather. That nigga went to the gym, nigga. You feel me? That nigga Iron Tiger said a guy, and his promoter went to your gym. And I saw it, man, with my own eyes. You don't believe me? Here's the card. Look for yourself, Mr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm talking to money, nigga. Yeah. You want a real exhibition, nigga? I went to your gym in EPA, one of your locations, thinking you're gonna be there looking for, see if you want a real fight. A real exhibition with a real amateur. But nah, you don't want that. Who would? Because you've been doing joke fights, because you a joke now.
If you feel weak, find a way to rise up.
You may have been raw then. Can't nobody see you then. That might sound stupid, but you doing joke shit now.
Get knocked down.
Sign me up.
If you can't
Feel me?
fall, then you
I bet you Mayweather.
You don't stop.
You don't want a savage fighter like me with an amateur 15 wins and 1 loss boxing background. Nigga, Mayweather going down. And I went to that nigga gym.
How many of us?
Nobody wanted to see me there.
The eagle attitude. What makes an eagle so magnificent? Is it the demeanor? Is it the strength?
Let's find out where that nigga 50 Cent gonna be at
Is it the
again.
willpower?
He might not be out here no more.
No, he's not. He went
To
back.
be able to
Yes. That's the thing though.
He might be out here again.
Yeah, we should have went.
Man, I know.
That ain't somebody that's always gonna be over here.
True.
We might not run into him again.
True.
So that's why everybody probably runs out there.
Yeah.
Because you know, you might not see him no more.
Yeah.
We should have went out there.
Man.
You just
To
said
know
50
that
Cent.
you can do
Yeah.
the
The
impossible.
news even covered it. Hella, man.
Hell yeah. He ain't from over here.
Right.
But listen,
He's real big.
He went to a Sacramento Kings game.
Yeah, he's hella big, bro.
Man.
we brave.
Yep.
I was great.
You're not dependent on anybody, but you're being independent, like the eagle. You got to get up.
I've been hitting Mayweather up on
You
Twitter.
got to fly.
You don't want to see me
You
either.
got to soar. You got to be that eagle. Just look at that eagle. It's truly magnificent. You never see an eagle complaining. You never see an eagle whining and worrying about how he's going to get his meal. I mean, let's just think about it. An eagle is flying, but an eagle must eat. It has to eat to survive or live. Well, let's think about that for a moment. Do you think what the eagle is hunting is going to just sit there and wait?
Next to Chris Mack.
Eat?
Get that Chris Mack.
Hell yeah.
Get that in here.
We should be getting out on the 23rd.
ODU Swim. What's his name?
Next Monday.
It's Florida.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, my YouTube box promoter. We'll get that Chris Mack's YouTube box promoter.
Sit around.
Let's make a Bay versus Atlanta Unity fight. Showcasing. After I defeat Diaz,
But it must
Chris Mack's next.
Yep.
Question is, do you know what you gotta do? Do you have that ability? Being capable to soar amongst the clouds. Do you really think that's how success works? The only way that the eagle is going to eat, it has to work for its prey. Now have that mindset. Hey, I can't get anything unless I go after it. The eagle is not sitting around waiting for something to happen. The eagle is going about its business and doing what it's supposed to do. You got to be an eagle. The eagle may enjoy the hunt. Do you enjoy the hunt? Or do you feel sorry? Or do you feel like this is too much for you? I don't want to work like this. I just want it handed to me. The eagle is not sitting around waiting for something to happen. The eagle is going about its business and doing what it's supposed to do.
Man.
What happened is that you got comfortable. You felt that you didn't have to work anymore. You got high, but you don't know how to go a little bit higher. You thought that because you made it, you made it. You didn't make it because you just got what you got. You got to keep going up a little bit more. You can't just sit here and be complacent with your life. You can't grow just sitting still. You can't eat sitting still. You can't satisfy your hunger sitting still. This
We got Diaz.
is how
We got him in September. Vice Governor. We got him where?
you got to fly. Be the eagle within yourself. Be that person that no one has ever seen before. Be something unique. Be something great. Be something that the world will look back and say, who is that person? Where did they come from? That is something unique about that individual. That person is so hungry and so driven. Somebody asks you, what pushes you? That response should be,
She's right here.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
Oh, shit. I think there's one more too for these, no? Somewhere?
I think so.
Should be.
Make this your best golf season yet at Dick's Sporting Goods at Golf Galaxy. Try the latest game-changing clubs including Callaway Paradigm, TaylorMade Stealth 2, and Stealth HD. And
I got to have that ego attitude. I got to soar amongst the clouds. I got to soar amongst the clouds. I got to soar above the clouds. Nothing is going to stop my purpose. Because I got the attitude.
Oh, she's just chilling, dude.
I can,
She's just chilling.
so keep on flying high. Don't let the rejection stop you. Don't let people tell you that you're not good enough. If you got an idea, then stand on it. If you got something in you and you want to share it with the world, put it out there. Maybe everybody is not going to listen. Maybe everybody doesn't want to hear what you got to say. Maybe everybody doesn't want you in these things. You got to be that eagle. You got to get up. You got to fly. You got to soar. Sometimes you may want to come down, but you got to fly back up again. Sometimes you got to cruise, but you got to be powerful even when you cruise. Eagle attitude is such a beautiful thing. It's truly magnificent. Just look at that eagle. Do you have that mindset? Do you trust in your abilities? Do you know that you have something special within yourself? Or do you trust in the things that people said you couldn't do? Did you let the world show you that you didn't have what it takes to be what you wanted to be? You never see an eagle complain. You never see an eagle whining and worrying about how it's going to get his meal. Eagle knows what it must do.
That was my only division, welterweight.
Question is, do you know what you got to do? Do you have that ability?
Once I find something, you know?
Be a
Well, still
king
got some old copies of the
to soar amongst the clouds, to go a little bit higher than the clouds. You can't be the average person when it comes to success. Because the thing about success, you gotta work for it. Ego, mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, getting ready to run today. Life has taught you many things. Without its guidance, you would not be standing here today. It's a shame that most people in this world have dreams that they're not working on because they are afraid. It's a shame. Many people, they waste time. They waste time doubting. They waste time of being afraid of it. They waste time thinking too much about what other people say. It's really a shame. It's a shame that they put down themselves instead of building themselves up. It's a shame. It's a shame that you will let everything around you bring you down to a point to where you can't get up. It's a shame that people look down on you and say that you have had and that you're over the hill. Tell them this, I've been up the hill many times. My life isn't over. Young man, young woman, you have your life to live. You have to breathe that life. How dare you give up on yourself? How dare you give up on your dreams? This is your life. I've been up the hill many times. In fact, I slipped a few times. I didn't even want to get back up because I was too afraid to go up because I felt like the hill was just too steep. But you gotta know, the steeper the climb, the harder the climb. And if it gets tough, you gotta get a little bit tough. So what do? You don't keep sliding down. You find a way to get up and climb up. That's what I had to do. That's what you must do. Ladies and gentlemen, lay on your back. Lay on your back.
It all started with that mix. Man, I was obsessed with it.
Laying on your back doesn't mean you have to stay on your back. I have been on my back, and I've laid down, and I have cried many nights. But I wondered, was going to support my wife and children. I know what it feels like. But I got tired of laying on my back. So I looked up to the heavens and I opened up my eyes and I kept repeating to myself, if I can look up, I can get up. For every man and woman that is listening to this, let it be known that you are down. You do not have to stay down. Failure only comes when we don't get back up. There is nothing good that's going to happen when you're on the ground. But you can always make the choice to get up. Rise up with me. Rise up right now. Come on up off that ground. Understand what it means to be alive. We are not just running for the glory of the race. We're not just running just to tell someone we did it. We do it every single day of our lives. Because we are powerful. We are strong. We can definitely get through the hard times. We can support our families. We can definitely run for those who cannot. Because we are alive. We're breathing and capable of more than we can ever imagine. And we most definitely conduct our business. It is time for you to stop doubting. It is definitely time for you to stop being afraid. It is time for you to have courage. It takes courage to pursue your dream. The risk that you take, in most cases, are the greatest victories of all.